Hey, Carp Millers, James Sanders here.
Thomas Pearson and
Daniel Irish from American Banx.
Yeah, we're from the Fish Fighters.
we're going to bring you as much good content as we can.
So we're starting something new. It's kind of like, I wouldn't say new show. It is our Team Fish Fighter podcast, but it's also Team Fish Fighter, and we also got a couple of new hosts, which Austin's not here, but we have from American Banx, Daniel. So glad to have him on our show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No, we appreciate it too. You know, we had you guys on the show, man, and we just had a little bit of good feedback. Not a little bit, but a lot of good feedback. The knowledge that you guys have about carp fishing. You know, it don't matter if you just started last year or you know what I mean. If you have knowledge, you know, and you're smart, you retain a lot of good knowledge.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard, you know.
Kenny helped me out with that a lot, especially when I first started. You know, I was like, well, everybody says conflicting things. You know, I was like, who do I listen to? And he told me, you listen to everybody, but you yourself decide what you use and what you don't use. He said, you listen to everybody. And so ever since then, that's what I've done. I've listened to anything that everybody says. It doesn't matter, you know, if I'm catching fish and they're not, or whatever, if I've never seen them catch a fish or anything. If you have something to say, I'll listen to you because it can help me at some point.
Yeah. You pull a little bit from each person, you know, and then come up with your own.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I've done over this last year is just take little bits from everybody around me as they've taught me and really just kind of make it my own style. Like, I don't know, I love spotting. A lot of people don't love spotting, but that's one of my things that I realized that I love. I just love to spot. So that's just one thing that I've picked up.
It works too, especially if you're in you're fishing a canal, or I'd say you're fishing even a river, you know, because you can get a spot out there so far because you can build a spot that far.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So Daniel's going to probably be on our show a lot. Also one of his teammates from American Banx.
Two of his teammates.
Two of them.
There's three of you guys, correct?
Yeah, Austin, Jones, and Corbin Bowers.
Okay, we also have another teammate too, Ricky Massey. He's on our show, but his hours are a little weird.
Yeah,
right
his hours have switched.
So
he's working a lot of nights right now. I think it's just the job he's on right now.
Yeah.
With being an electrician, so he's having to work at night.
But our today's guest is Johnny from TheCrew. That's how it's on his Facebook. That's how it's pronounced, Johnny and TheCrew. I don't know his last name. I'll ask him.
Yeah, I was looking them up a little bit last week, and they've got some really nice fish on their page, like beautiful fish.
Yeah. Massachusetts fish, a lot of Massachusetts fish. He's doing a lot of great things, but we'll have him on the show here in a second. We've got a couple of some tournaments coming up. We're gonna go ahead and do that one tournament real quick for St. Lawrence.
The St. Lawrence.
Yeah, from the winter we had.
The junior carp.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
So
hang on one sec.
It's always great, you know, seeing the next generation getting out there and appreciating nature.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see that they're hosting tournaments like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To get the kids more involved because of how much this, you know, I'm going to say sport because eventually that's what it's going to be, and that's what, in my eyes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say it's already.
You know, hopefully I'm around to see it. You know what I mean? When it happens, to be that, you know, hopefully be with that big one day, and you know, and then it's just, I don't know, stuff's changed.
I would say with as serious as it's taken and how much money is actually put into it, I would consider, you know, high level carp fishing a sport for sure.
Yeah.
Especially the St. Lawrence Invitational and Lady Ginger and stuff like
that.
Yeah,
and even the Connecticut tournament. You know what I mean?
You know, not to interrupt you. You know, much people. You know, you probably have to say when it comes to fishing bass tournaments, it's probably maybe the #1 sport fish right now.
For sure.
But you know, some of the gear and everything that the carp anglers put into their wild water setups, it almost comes to about $1,000, about as much as a bass boat probably costs.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say as much as a bass.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Austin had his setups. He loves to brag. His reels are $650 each.
See, it does get up. The numbers get up there.
I know. Justin.
No, you don't know.
Yeah.
No, you don't know.
Justin.
You do
hey,
not.
Justin
You're in
Keaton's
denial right now. I see.
Justin Keaton's got. Justin Keaton's got one. He's got a nice setup. His is not cheap. His is about, you know, a $500 reel a piece.
Yeah.
And the rods are expensive.
The
and stuff,
pods
too.
and the gear.
Yeah, I just know when Corbin, Austin, and I all get together, because Corbin's got really nice rods and he's got some Delcums, so they're nice alarms. I know when we all get on the bank together, there's a car sitting there on the bank, you know, monetary wise. So
Yeah.
I would say, with as much money as people put into it, and how not even the monetary thing, how serious you take it, because that's really what it is you take it really serious, and that's why you spend the money. You don't spend the money because you want to spend the money.
Yeah.
Bait
So
boats.
I would say that makes it a sport.
Yeah.
Bait boats.
Yeah.
That's part of your carp gear too. Bait boats.
You know, bait boats have been a really big
2000.
part of everybody's campaigns this year because they're really starting to allow people to use them though too.
Oh, they're getting out there. I mean, I heard bait boats come out like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but now it seems like this year it's like really flying. I mean, they're coming
It
to the
has.
scene a lot.
A lot.
But yeah, heck yeah. What did do?
Speaking bait boats.
Oh, so speaking of bait boats, why not? We just got a new sponsor or a supporter to our podcast, and we'd like to welcome Nick from what's it, American Bait Boats?
West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast Bait Boats. Sorry. So,
Yeah, we've been.
We got it's upside down. There we go. Look at that.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
guys.
we appreciate you guys, you know, for
That's cool.
believing in what we do.
Well, and that's going to start going up onto our show.
Yeah, this will be up here.
We'll have to find a spot right here, won't we?
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a bigger studio.
Yeah, we're going to have to get a bigger studio or
Yeah,
something.
we're gonna have to get a staff and everything.
Right, we're gonna have to get a secretary.
Nah, we'll have it up next week, man. But you know, appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate you,
Isaiah
West Coast
Myers,
Bait
how you
Boats.
doing? Eli, how you doing?
Yeah, that's pretty cool to pick them up as a sponsor. You know, and just
Believe in
having
us.
somebody else really, you know, that believes in everything that we're doing. You know what I mean, for the future.
Yeah, I know
Future carp
Austin.
anglers.
Austin was talking to them pretty early
Yeah.
when they were starting it. Just the people over there, they seem really cool. And they got some really cool bait boats he was showing me.
I was checking out their layouts. Incredible.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the more expensive ones, but still, I mean, man,
Yeah.
could you imagine?
Yeah. Right up, some of those things are a little bit out of my price range, but dang, man, I was like,
Yeah, they.
it's on my list. It's on my
Yeah.
list.
See, that's where I would love one, but like we were talking earlier, I would just love to spot.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
that there's times, like you said, where you can't spot everywhere, and that's where I love the bait boat, but I already have a little one, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't bring myself to spend $1,000 on one right now.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know the way these bait boats work. I mean, you got the GPS on it. You got the coordinates. You could always automatically go to that one spot and drop
Oh,
your
that's-
bait each single time.
I've
Yeah,
seen
those
Kitty
are probably
Max.
so
the,
accurate.
those, oh, okay. Those are probably the more expensive ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know the one like when we was in when I was in Texas when Austin was using his.
Yeah.
You know,
As a
he
matter of
was-
fact, these be sponsored by the West Coast now.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
so when he was he would have to drive it out there manually.
Yeah.
But once it dumped, his would come back automatically.
That's how Austin's is, but I know Kenny's, he can just put the boat in the water with bait in. He already has the location set. He just presses the button, it goes out there, it dumps the bait, it comes back. One
Oh
button.
yeah, that's nice.
Wow.
You know-
And he can have multiple sets. He already
that the-
knows where his traps are.
I know. I think he's got two now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So was that the first one or the second one? that you ordered?
I think that was the first one, and I think the second one is even bigger and
Yeah,
can do
well,
all
sure.
that.
Yeah. So when we was in Texas, you know, we're sitting there on the bank smoking cigars.
You smoking a cigarette?
Huh?
Now you're talking about Lance, right?
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
type of cigar. Anyways, I was just trying to be nice and say cigar because you had to do it.
That went over my head.
Yeah, but anyways, you know, we're sitting there fishing with Austin and everything, man, for the, fishing for the buff, and when he pulled out the bait boat for the first time, you know, I mean, Kenny was just, it was just
Oh yeah, Kenny.
it was like a kid in a candy store.
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Every time.
the newest candy just came out, and Kenny had to he sit right there, boop, 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 boop,
Oh, yeah.
boop, 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 boop. Yep, it'll be at the house by the time we get home.
And if you know Kenny, I'm surprised he didn't order two of them. I'm surprised he didn't order
Well, I
two
think
of them.
I think he probably just wanted to get the feel. You know what I mean? 'Cause,
Yeah.
we didn't get to drive it, which is very understandable. He has a lot, he had a lot of money
Yeah.
wrapped up in the boat or whatnot. You know what I mean? and you know, he didn't have to worry about if he let somebody do something to it and it gets broken. So
Right.
he just cuts everything out, you know what I mean, and just don't let anybody use it, which is smart and understandable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got, go ahead, we'll do a couple announcements here real quick. I got the White River Fall Carp Classics coming up here.
Looking forward to that.
Oh man,
Yeah.
we're trying
Tell
to
a
make,
friend.
yeah.
Tell a friend you think you can catch, you know, everybody swears they can catch fish.
That's what I've been
But
telling
hey, I
people.
don't care what nobody says, it's hard to
It's a
catch
tough
fish
river.
in White River.
September 21st.
They may be little ones, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you know, think about what they do over in the UK and everything.
I know
You've seen
what
the
we
little
caught.
setups where they got the little chair and they're sitting
Mhm.
there and they got the little bitty like a cane rod.
Yeah, they use the poles.
Yeah, and they use the pole to dump the bait right there, and then they
Mhm.
put their little
It's batch
thing over
fishing.
it.
Yeah, match fishing.
Yeah, that's what that is. But man, that, you know, it's hard to catch them. Not there because they're they're coming to the feed, but it's hard to catch them in White River. I don't care what nobody says.
Well, okay, so we got the White River Fall Carp Classic coming up September 21st. This thing is set up to peg out to 70 anglers right there. You probably give a guy good at least 20 feet of bank space, 20 to 30 feet of bank space. This place is huge. I would love to see this thing get big. So that's why I'm starting making announcements. Sponsors, please get a, anybody wants to sponsor this tournament, please get a hold of me. This thing is so big and it's getting bigger and bigger each year. I think this is like our so many, but right here.
There's 2012.
This is 2012.
Yep. Here's the championship trophy with all the previous names on it. We are missing some nameplates because we just haven't put it on there. But yeah, this is actually what is this? This is
This
actually
is 2019 is the last one.
yeah. Well, I forget what anniversary it is, but yeah. But
He said, but yeah.
but yeah. But I tell you, your name will go down in history on this to this champion. Plus, you take a trophy home with you, of being a champion.
And there's a lot of fish in there
Yeah.
too, because I remember back when Jim did it, there was more pegs that was occupied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if more pegs are occupied throughout the whole 70 pegs, there was more fish being caught.
Right,
You know what I
that's
mean?
kinda-
Because the fish are going to be in, they're not always in the same spots. Obviously a bridge peg is good.
Yeah. I mean, I know last time, I don't think the bridge pegs were doing that well, were they? Because I know the people
not as
that were
far
fishing.
as I've seen.
Yeah, the people that were fishing the bridge pegs by us, they weren't really having too much luck. I mean, Austin was just, he got lucky, he got into him, Like,
Right.
we did spot, but nobody to the left of us was catching, nobody to the right of us was catching. He was in them. But I agree with you. If we have more people that have more bait in, it's going to attract the fish throughout that whole area.
Yeah.
So more people will catch, and also those bigger fish will feel more comfortable feeding there.
Absolutely.
So we'll pull some of those bigger ones.
Okay.
And there's a mirror caught last time, so I'd love
Yeah.
to get a mirror out of the White River now.
That was Jimmy Snake caught that thing.
Yep.
Oh, he also won it. No,
Yeah.
that was the White River Invitations. I'm talking
Yeah.
about this is the Fall Carp Classic.
Okay.
But still same place.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking of
I would, what's crazy? Whenever I've always been carp fishing down in White River, it had always been nighttime. So we always caught carp,
Mhm.
and I wish we could have a night. I know it's not in the best area, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
To be fishing at
Unfortunately,
night, you
yeah.
know what I mean? But it'd be nice to do a longer tournament.
Oh yeah. Like a couple 2 days.
No, not like that. Just like
24-hour tournament.
maybe even less than that. I mean, we could do a 24
The 24-hour would be cool, yeah. And also,
it just takes a lot of commitment.
If
Right.
you get 70 or 40 anglers that are all fishing together and open carrying, I don't think you're gonna have a problem.
No, I don't think there'd be a problem anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're going to look at all these people down there fishing, and
Right.
like you said, a lot of people do carry.
Right.
So I don't really think that would be a problem. That's why I would really like to have it go into the nighttime, because obviously we do see some fish caught during the daytime, but I think White River is really a nighttime bite.
Yeah, I've never fished there at night, so I would
Yeah.
really, now that you say that, I would love to see how it turns on at
I
night.
think I did that like one time. Long time. Also, I'm going to check that one out, Kansas City.
Yeah, I've been looking at that one. Kansas City Harvest Moon Classic. Entry fee $500. Teams of 1 to 2. Top 4 fish win. First place payout $3,000. Second place $1,500. Third place $1,000. They also have a big fish pot of $1,000 and other prizes and drawings. I'm gonna imagine door prizes, stuff like that. 2 rods per team, 16 teams. I think last time there were like 13, 14 teams already signed up, right?
Yeah,
I've been keeping up with it.
I think it needs about 5 more teams, if I'm not
No, I
mistaken.
think they're only. I think there's only 15 teams, 15 or 16 teams.
Yeah, there's 16 total teams.
Yeah, 16
And
teams.
last time I checked, there was like I said, like 13 and I think a 14th waiting on a final deposit.
Yeah, this is like the 3rd anniversary.
Yeah, because when we was first started announcing it, they had like when we had them on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I think they only had probably 9 or 10 teams signed up.
Right.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that again.
Yeah. I like those Kansas City carp angler people too.
Oh, yeah, they're
there.
awesome.
I met them at your guys' chili.
Oh, they are?
Chili cook.
They also came
Nice
to the
shirt, by
line?
the way.
Right on. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. I do like that. Well,
We'll go ahead and give them a call.
yeah, let's go ahead and give them a call. Why not? Let's get it over.
Eli said, "Man, you guys are lucky I don't live up there."
Well, you're lucky you don't live up here because come on over.
Might be some hurt feelings if you come on up here. Where are you from? If you don't want to give away your exact location, but
I think it's Kansas City.
Some of them, may not live. Remember, a couple of them don't live there.
yeah. Well,
Well, I mean, I should know. I still owe him some bait. He won them the last time.
if one of the Kansas City carp angler people come for the fall and try to hitch a ride with one of them, we can all meet up.
St. Joseph, Missouri.
Yep, that's it.
That's where he's from.
Hello?
Johnny! How you doing, buddy?
Good, buddy.
Hey.
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
Welcome to podcast Carp Talk.
Welcome.
What is your last name, Johnny?
You called Steve.
We were talking about the Kansas City carp anglers, and
Oh, you guys called the wrong thing. Well, how you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, buddy, I'm doing pretty awesome, man.
a special hidden guest for everybody.
So
Oh.
speaking of, how many spots are left on the on the tournament?
I got 2. I got 2 left,
14.
man.
Wow.
See, man, I think that's a sign. I think we were supposed to accidentally call him so we can get them 2 spots filled up.
Right?
Hey, man, you say the
Us
word.
people.
It's done.
What number you got? Who's your number?
Well, we have a bunch of numbers over here for different anglers.
Is that the number?
I don't know.
That's the number right there, man. You called the wrong one.
Well, we still have stuff in here anyways.
I'm like, what did I do now? It's Tommy this time.
I'll take the blame. But hey, like I said, maybe
All right.
for
Well,
everybody
Steve-
tuning in,
Well,
hey,
Steve, real quick. So, how many spots you got? You say you got 2 left?
I got 2 left.
Okay. We were just talking about your tournament, upcoming tournament. So you got 2. Did everybody give you your down payment yet?
What's that?
Did everybody give you your
Oh,
down?
yeah, everybody's in, booked, and set, ready to go. Everybody's locked
Nice. 2.
and how far is that tournament out?
That's
in. First week of October.
October 3rd.
So plenty of time for
Plenty of
people
time.
that's tuning in that's going to be tuning in later. Get a hold of him. 2 spots left. What is it? How much is it?
500 entry.
$500.
$500. All money gets paid back out.
Every penny of it.
Nice.
3,000 first place, 1,500 second place, 1,000 third place, and 1,000 big fish pot. So
You think James thinks it's funny that I accidentally called.
It's not my fault this time.
Have a good night, boys.
Hey,
No, thank you,
Have a
man.
good
Hey,
podcast.
No, appreciate you.
appreciate
you.
you, man.
All right, guys. Bye.
We'll get you back on once the tournament's over and stuff too, man, and get an update from you and everything like that later.
Oh, for sure. Let's go mid-late October, maybe early November. Let's do it.
Yep,
Hell
we got you.
Yes, sir.
Bet.
All
Have
right,
a good
brother.
guys.
All right, take it easy, brother.
That's fun.
Bye.
Oh, James, you ain't gonna let me live that one
No, heck
down.
no, I'm not.
That's awesome on him for answering.
But yeah, that Mutate Trip is pretty cool. Just talking to him for a second.
Are you sure you want me to call this
Yes,
number?
call that number. That's the
All
number.
right. Dial the numbers.
Oh, he's not gonna let. He's
No,
gonna
I'm
talk
not.
about that.
I'm not.
No.
It's true story. It's
That's
true
the
story.
highlight. You know what I mean?
Because I'm always the one messing up all the time. We're like, Tom,
Oh,
you messed
no.
up this time? Are you serious? That's funny.
Yeah, I'm really interested in this. You know, Harvest Classic.
2 spots, man.
Yeah, I know.
2 spots.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. That's him. Yeah.
Might have to get my
Hey,
girlfriend.
how's it going?
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Nothing much. I was just watching the live.
Oh, did you? You like that? Did you like that?
What was that?
Did you like that?
I called the wrong number,
You
man.
called the wrong number. Called Steve.
I tell James
So-
I'm only human.
How you
Hold on
doing,
real
brother?
quick.
How you
Alright, I think I might be able to hear you better on speaker maybe.
Okay.
Can you hear us now?
Yep,
All right.
yep,
Sweet.
Awesome.
definitely.
All right.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, pretty good. You?
Good.
Pretty good. Just out here, got out of work a little while ago. I'm actually doing some fishing with some friends right now.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Well, overnight fishing.
Anybody caught anything
Yeah.
yet?
What was that?
Anybody caught anything yet?
No, not yet. No, we just got here down like an hour ago,
Okay.
down in a local spot. We usually fish around town here. Pretty much like a tributary
Okay.
of a river
Cool.
where we're fishing, you know.
So who's all with you?
Just me, my buddy Adam,
Okay.
Xavier, and Lance.
All right. Okay. Look at
We're
that.
throwing a little bit of everything, something different. My buddy Xavier's got a crawfish on an ultralight going on.
Okay.
Adam's probably using a piece of pork chop or something for catfish.
There you go.
And I got a couple pop-ups on the rods right now with some big corn. So, see what happens,
Yeah. All right.
you know.
So what, are you guys doing dollar on first fish or?
Ben.
No bets here. We're just, Adam's probably most likely going to be the one to catch a fish. He's been slamming them this whole past month, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, catfish?
Catfish, carp, doesn't matter. Sturgeon, he's been nailing them all.
Really,
Yeah,
sturgeon.
Yeah. So the fishing's been kind of slow. The water has been up and down, like drastically every 2 to 3 days. We've had a lot of rain. So
You know, I don't mean to interrupt. I forgot to tell the guy. You know my daughter's having a baby.
Oh, congratulations, Grandpa.
I just found out. It's
Congrats.
a boy.
Is it?
congrats,
Yeah.
man.
Well, thank you. Yeah, my daughter Geraldine and her husband. I just got the news that I'm going to have a grandson coming
So
here.
everybody,
Awesome.
James is officially old.
Yep. And I just turned 54 over the weekend.
It's awesome.
All right. Well, back to you. Sorry.
All right, back to you after these messages.
Yeah. Back to you, Johnny.
All right. Yeah. So what is there that we're going to talk about? With,
Well-
card thing today.
So, when you got to your bank, well, first off, go ahead for the viewers that don't know, why don't you kind of tell them a little bit about yourself and where you're from and how you got on your Facebook, Johnny and the Crew.
Yeah. All right. Well, so I was born and raised in California,
Okay.
and I've been in the East Coast as like a kid, and eventually middle school moved out there again to California. Now I'm back down in Massachusetts here, and I've kind of just got down here and started doing a lot better for myself. You
Good
know,
to hear.
graduated high school, got a job, hung out with some friends, and I met this guy named Lance Corbett, and he's been one of my day one friends since then. And he's one of the guys who's actually gotten me into fishing for carp. And I used to fish for a lot of catfish back then, but when I seen him pull a 20+ pound carp out of the river, I'm like, I never knew fish got this big around here.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So we tried and tried for a while, and one day he handed me his rod, and my first carp I ever reeled in was 31 pounds. And ever since that day, I was hooked. Yeah. So that's pretty much my whole background about starting up carp fishing and where I am now,
Okay.
doing what I love. And we pretty much, I haven't been fishing as much. I honestly enjoy more watching other people catch fish, honestly, at this point, because
I'm like that way
there's
too.
a lot of drama and stuff going on, and I kind of just
Right.
don't fish as much as I really used to, you know. So I hang out with like a little small circle of people now at this point.
Yeah, sometimes that's what's best for you, you know?
Is that
Yeah.
where the crew comes in?
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And today I pretty much, after, wanted to chase going around to a 40-pound fish, and my biggest fish actually I had at the time was 35-pound 9-ounce, and about 2 to 3 years later I finally went out on my and did what I did for a whole week,
Okay.
and finally just beat my PB. It was just me and my dog. One day we're out in the Connecticut River, nighttime, and stormy night, raining, cold, and 2 in the morning I finally had my first 40+ pound fish on. Was a 44-pound mirror at the time.
Oh, wow.
When I had them, and after another hour or two, I ended up getting that 46+. And
Whoa.
Was that a mirror too?
yeah, another mirror, and another couple hours later, I ended up getting the 48, and by 8 o'clock in the morning was the last fish, where I landed at 51. And I fished it for another whole week. It was skunk, nothing was biting, and that kind of just goes to show me that, like, because I spend all my free time fishing as much as I can between working my 40+ hour job and a lot of other things. And that just goes to show if you put in the time every day, right spot, right time, that there's big fish around there.
Wow.
Every fish there was a strategy between that though, because I kind of threw everything out at first, all my bait, I baited the place up, and I feel like just throwing a single boilie was the best thing to do versus throwing like a pack bait or PVA bag for some weird reason. So I ended up catching all the fish just on that, just solid single hook bait with no PVAs or pack bait or nothing.
Oh
No
yeah, we
fishing
call
over
that
the bed of
naked
the
and
bait.
afraid.
Yeah, that's pretty much my tactic on how I achieve that.
Yeah, man, I'm just trying to comprehend. I mean, over the course of a night, you caught like 200 pounds of carp in 4
Yeah.
fish. That is great job, man.
Sounds
That's
boring.
insane.
Really boring.
Yeah.
I never expected anything like that to ever happen to me.
Please tell
Wow.
me, did you get some? Did you get some pictures?
What was that?
Did you get pictures or videos?
Yep, I got a bunch of photos and a few release videos and stuff that I've never posted. But yeah,
Maybe
I was
you
just
can,
there with me and my dog that day when that happened. And
Awesome, man.
I wish there was someone else to be there with me that day, because I feel like it'd be a lot
That's incredible.
Lot more
that seems-
meaningful.
a lot
Yeah.
better with someone there, because I don't know, just feeling's a lot different just with by myself how that happened.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like unreal, but it really happened.
Yeah, make sure you send James a couple of them
Yeah.
pictures, and
Yeah.
maybe one of them videos that you would like to see in this YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way, you know, people can.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
James can have it playing,
Yeah.
you know, through a part of it. That way, you know, they can see whatever,
For
you know,
sure.
whatever, which one you would like to send, you know, that you would like to have in there.
Absolutely.
And I feel you on the, you know, I wish somebody else was there because it seems like every time I do a solo session, there's just something that happens, and I'm just looking around like, did that just happen? I wish somebody
Yeah.
like saw that because no, there's
Yeah.
no way that'll ever happen again.
Now,
So,
and
yeah.
honestly, I'm glad I had a dog because I bring my dog out everywhere fishing with me. He's with me 24/7.
Yeah, I've
Awesome.
seen that. I've seen
Work and
that.
everything.
Your dog's like what? Is it a German Shepherd?
He's a Siberian Husky and Alaskan
Okay.
Malamute mix.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
That's a pretty dog. Real pretty dog. I'm not mistaken. Was there one or two?
But yeah, I literally woke up my dog at 2 a.m. He's sleeping on the cot there, and I had no one to high five, and he woke up out of dead sleep. I said, "Diesel, please give me a high five." I'm like, I just caught a 44-pound fish. He gave me a high five, and he went right back to bed after.
That's one. That's
that
one
was
hell of a dog right there.
experience for my dog too, though.
Oh,
At least
yeah. Yeah, he's a pretty dog.
Oh yeah.
someone was there, you know.
Yeah.
At least my dog. Yeah, he's the best dog.
That's awesome. So, real quick, so you're out fishing with your buddies right now. What's the first steps that you did automatically? Where are you at, river or lake?
I'm pretty much in a tributary, so pretty much part of a river.
Okay.
Texas here.
So, did you
And
when you got there?
there's usually a lot of residential carp around here.
Okay,
I feel
gotcha.
like. So what was your question about that?
So when you got there, did you automatically start chumming?
No, honestly, I don't. During the summertime, I don't really throw much out.
Okay.
A few boilies here and there, because I feel like there's so much more like natural resources
Right.
versus because a lot of the residential fish, some of them that I haven't even caught here, I feel like would rather go for a little piece of bait versus a lot of bait in the water.
Okay.
And I feel like when I throw a lot of bait here, the fish more eats that versus they coming by my rig and picking that up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just my logic to that. I don't really throw much out during the summertime. So, but spring and fall,
Yeah.
I definitely throw quite a bit out before I get the rods out for sure.
Okay.
You know what? You might have just taught me something because last session I put like a bucket and a half out of bait and we caught 2 fish, and then I was like, okay, maybe, you know, the shoal came through, took all our bait, and so I put more bait out and we didn't catch a single fish for 10 more hours.
Yeah.
So maybe,
Yeah.
you know, just eat
So the reason
Depends on
why-
how many fish are probably in that area though too. If there's a bunch of fish, I'm sure they're going to eat it up, and you'll probably will catch more. But if there's not a lot of fish in that
Yeah.
area, you're probably just catching them scary fish that are just coming through. You know.
right.
So basically, do you think that for you chumming during the spring or fall, like the springtime, they want to get fattened back up, and then the fall, basically fall time too. So before the winter comes, they want to get fattened up then too, get all that protein
Yeah.
in the spring, and
Well, they're definitely trying. They're like you said, wintertime.
then basically all the time throughout the summer, they're already going all over the natural resources that is provided for them, and they're already basically satisfied, but they still need to eat once in a while.
I also feel like kind of matching the hatch. Like in the summertime, you throw something fishy out. There's like mussels, crayfish to eat. I'm sure they eat like bugs,
Right.
like some type of like, I don't know. I've seen people catch them on lures too. You know,
Yeah.
just jigging
I've seen
around
that
for
before.
stuff, and or heard about that too, especially through the ice too. So that's a whole nother game plan too. I definitely want to catch one through the ice sometime soon.
Yeah, I seen a guy actually caught a carp, a good sized common carp. It was probably good about 20 pounds off of a rooster tail.
Really?
Yeah, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the guy didn't know, so I didn't say I had to get after him. I kind of like nicely,
Like, hey,
hey,
you're not.
you don't pick it up by the gill.
Right,
It's not a bass. It's like it's a, but or bass. Of course,
Yeah.
I don't pick up bass by the gills either. But
No, I mean,
the mouth.
some people do.
Yeah, it just depends if they're going to eat it. They don't care.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You said you throw a lot of boilies. Is there a boilie company that you are either sponsored by or that you just want to give a shout out, or you work, that works?
Definitely shout out to Carp Max Bait.
Nice.
Tomas, he makes some of the best boilies I've ever used, and that's pretty much the only boilies I started using that the first 5 years, and I slowly trickled into like a lot of smaller, like different companies,
Yeah.
From time to time I use other stuff. Tomas's stuff is all I throughout the whole time for carp fishing. So Carp Max Bait's definitely big thanks to them. They got some pretty good pop-up oilies. He made some solubles too, actually.
Yeah,
that
I've
I've
seen the
had.
solubles.
Yeah, he's definitely got some good stuff going on there.
So, people out there on Facebook, if you guys got any questions for Johnny, feel free to ask questions, and we'll reply back to them, or if you got questions for us. But wow. So what is probably one of the weirdest things that you ever use this for bait?
Well, different. So this isn't really carp fishing, but one of the weirdest catch was I had an ultralight fishing one day with 2 in the morning, and me and my buddy decided to cook up some bacon, and I took one that's halfway cooked and threw it on the ultralight with this little split shot, and by 6 o'clock in the morning I woke up to the rod screaming, and I thought it was a catfish. I figured it would have been, and I ended up landing a 13.5 pound pike.
Wow.
That's probably one of the weirdest bait I've ever used to catch fish. So.
Me and one of our teammates, Jimmy Sneed, we was fishing at the Carp Anglers Group, the CCC tournament over in Illinois one time, and of course he decided he had some microwave already cooked bacon, and he decided, hey, I'm gonna throw this on a hair rig, see what happens, and he ended up catching I think about a 2 or 3 pound little carp, which I was really shocked to see. But they're bottom feeders, so I mean,
that grease will attract anything.
yeah, maybe that's what. Maybe that's they get some baking grease companies, some flavoring companies out there to.
Yeah, I've seen people through. My buddy I fished with, Chris. He actually threw that in his pack bait one day. He's like, I'll pour the bacon grease in it. He caught a couple fish off of that.
Wow.
Before. Another actually weird thing was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen was my buddy Lance had a rod out with just the hook and the rig sitting in the water, and a carp actually came by and took the rig and hit it, and my other buddy just pulled up and he goes, hey, your rod is going off. He's like, no, it's not. There's no bait on there. He's like, no, I'm not joking you. He's like, look, it's going. And he's like, holy cow, that's so weird. So we're trying to figure out still to this day on why that happened. But I feel like maybe like the scent of the boilie being on the braided rig maybe left a little scent on it and it grabbed it, maybe. I don't know.
Just some
That's
like
my own
residual
theory
kind of
for that.
flavor.
Or there could have been some bait.
It's literally 2 feet off the bank.
Yeah, it could have been some bait that fell in right there too. Some bait could have fell in right there. Could have dropped a couple pieces right there. It don't matter. They're still got their own cup.
So what's your like go-to rig with those boilies? Are you just putting them on a hair, or are you using bait screws?
So I'm just using regular hair rigs. I usually use single boilies or doubles. Sometimes I just started using pop-ups the past couple of years, but mainly just regular hair rig, that's it. I've tried helicopter rigs, I've caught a couple fish off them. I'm slowly trying to get it to different stuff now, so
Right.
it's definitely a learning curve.
Oh, for sure.
Now, are you guys fishing in an area that has a current, or is it still water, or what?
There's usually a lot of current where I usually fish. I'm using all the leads I'm using. I have my buddy RJ, shout out to him. I've been using his stuff for the past 5 years since I started, and he's made me 5s and 6 grippers, distant leads, and those things hold awesome and a good current. But the biggest weight I've ever had to use was 10-ounce fish in the Connecticut River
Oh,
during the fall when the river was really flowing.
Yeah, especially if there's them houses floating down the river too.
Well, again, back to that one story I was just telling. When Jimmy caught that carp off that cooked bacon, we was also fishing in a current that where we was using 2 8-ounces leads.
oh wow.
Just
Wow,
just a
that's
whole,
crazy.
because we just had a
That's
huge
insane.
rainstorm just before the tournament that night.
On what side?
Huh?
What side?
West side? No, it's Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Man. Joyce. Joyce River.
That's when we used to travel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When Jim used to travel with the Jim Allen with the tournaments.
No, not that. That's a Hoosier Carpet Tournament Trail.
Okay.
This is the CCC tournament, the CAG runs
Oh, okay.
from Carp Anglers Group. Yeah, it was at Joyce River over in Illinois. And I tell you, that current was so fast. But of course, you know how they are. They don't cancel tournaments. You know,
Right.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
you got people from all different parts of the states coming to that one tournament, and you know, you just can't postpone it like that. So it's a do or die situation. And I think through that whole entire tournament, only 2 anglers caught fish, if I'm not mistaken. I think. So.
Got a question here from Eli. He said, "What is your favorite hook size?"
I usually just been using either 2s or 4s with boilies or hair rigs, and I kind of just match the width of. I usually always go with the width of the bait and the hook size pretty much. I like to match the width on both sides.
Okay.
So however big the boilie is or however small the pop-up is, you know, or
Yeah.
boilie is, I'm gonna kind of just match the hatch with that.
Right.
That's kind of how I go with. But 2s and 4s is what I mainly use a
So
lot.
do you tie your own rigs or do you purchase them from a company?
I tie my own rigs. I sleeve, so I've been using a lot of. I watched it one video. I forgot who that was again on YouTube, actually, and he had said to target bigger fish. If you want to do that, try something different and sleeve all your tubing, sleeve your whole rig. So everything from the top of my hook knot there is all sleeved through the swivel to the weight, pretty much. So that way, every time I throw out, the bait is always straight out and not curled or at turn or
Right.
wrapped
Okay.
around.
Are you using
Most of the
just
time, is what I usually been doing. So I
sorry.
feel like that's been a good.
Are you using
Setup for me.
anti-tangle sleeves, or are you using shrink tubing to do that?
Like shrink tube
Okay.
and just pretty much shrink tube is what I'm using, and I'll cut a little bit of the tubings or like the swivels, the quick change swivels. I'll cut that a little bit and I'll put that over the hook loop just to kind of sleeve a little bit of that and give it a little bit of an angle pick. Good, you know, but sometimes I don't even use any of that fuck.
Right.
I don't know. I just try different things every day.
Yeah. I mean, experimentation is big.
You never know.
Who do you look up to as a mentor for advice on carp fishing?
I will definitely have to say Lance. Lance has taught me a lot, pretty much into the game, and he's always told me a lot of good tips about fishing, and I go by that. And bigger fish are always outside of the bigger bait pile, or big fish come in close. Like I've seen, my biggest fish I've seen with my own eyes one day, and my buddy Xavier actually. I baited at this spot underneath this bridge pillar here, and it was probably 2 feet deep. And I figured fish will go in and out of this little bridge, coming out of this little river, and Green River into the main river here. And one day he happened to shine his light there at 10 o'clock at night. We see this giant common that he hasn't seen a 50-pound fish, but he knows what that looks like. And he's like, this thing's definitely 50 pounds plus easily.
Wow.
He's like, I'm not joking you. So I definitely believe them. Then the next day, I came back again. It was just me, and I baited up the same thing, just loose feed, cracked corn, bird seed, with a bunch of caramel in it. And I actually seen that same fish you were talking about. Definitely a 50+ pound common. It was like early spring when that happens off.
So, what's your personal best again?
51 pound, 15 ounce
Wow.
mirror.
Now, what's your smallest fish you ever
Where's-
caught?
My smallest fish was probably 5.5 pounds.
Okay.
Where'd you say you caught that? You said 51.
51.
Yeah.
Yep.
And where'd you get that?
I can't say location. All I can
Oh,
say
man.
is up in the Key River.
It's not like we're live or anything.
No.
You said you couldn't say location, but you could say what now?
It's part of the Connecticut River stretch around my area
Okay.
where I live in Massachusetts.
So
Because a buddy of mine showed me that spot one day, and he just told me not to say anything of it. That's
Yeah,
all.
no problem.
Yeah.
I
don't want you to
have
blow your
say
spot
for
on.
that.
No, no.
If you guys were to ask me, I'm sorry, Bob.
So
That's fine.
somebody
It's
just,
secret, it's fine.
they just hit a record down there, didn't they?
Brian
What was that?
Santos.
Yeah, Brian Santos just hit the record down there for what? How big was it? A 46 and some change,
I
maybe?
think so, yeah. A 46 something.
Dang, dude, you probably have a record carp there.
They just released a video on it and
Yeah.
everything. But you know, I think they was able to let his fish go though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. They released it.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want to.
Well, no, I wouldn't. You know, if it came down to me having to pick, either take the record or let the fish go,
I'd let the fish
That's
go.
heartbreaking to think.
I mean,
about
it is,
that.
but you shouldn't have. It shouldn't have to come to that. They
Right.
should be able to do everything they need to do right there. Take a scale from it. You know what I'm saying? That way they can get, you know, some type of DNA, whatever they need to get, and see how old it is, because they should be able to tell.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then let it go so it
Yeah.
has room to grow and get bigger.
Dude, that's I can imagine. Then the fight was probably, I don't know, a big fish like that, would you think, I mean, you had a 51 pound, was it a big fight or was it like a lazy fight?
Honestly, it just felt like it was glued to the ground.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like I couldn't lift it up. I had 12 pound mono at that time on a
Oh,
12-foot
wow.
rod.
So you were working the drag for sure.
Oh, yeah, you had to-
I have one of those, what is that, the Daiwa SS wheels.
Quick drag.
You know, at that time, and yeah, I was definitely working the fish slow. It's definitely a slow process with that. I just started using mono a few years ago.
wow, that's crazy, man.
So do you use a pack, like pack bait?
What was that?
Do you use a pack bait?
Back bait? I do use that sometimes.
All right. What's your like usual mix that you like to use? Like just your, if you're gonna make pack
For pack bait?
Yeah.
So I usually, a 5-gallon pail, I'll get 2 big jugs of oats and then 4 cans of corn. Dump all the juice out, all the corn goes in, and 4 cans of creamed corn. And I crush up a bunch of solubles and oilies, the folds, half, quarters, fine dust, crumbs, and I just mix all that up together. And that's pretty much my basic pack bait mix I use.
So I got a question on that. I hear a lot of carp anglers, they like to pour out their corn juice. Why do a lot of anglers do that? I would figure myself to keep the corn juice to bring out the corn flavor out a little bit better. Why do you think that people pour out the corn
Don't want
juice?
your oats too wet.
You don't want to.
So I think, yeah, it makes it too mushy. That's why I use the cream corn to kind of, it's
Okay.
got more of a,
It's got it's got that bind that we're looking for.
it's gonna soak it in better, right, rather than just the juice, I feel like.
You know, the corn juice is,
Because you're mixing up lake water too,
yeah,
right?
so, I mean, I don't put no water in mine unless I have to.
Use this flavor.
You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Right.
You know,
So what do you guys do when you combine it together?
with cream corn.
Oh, the cream
and
corn.
Then
Cream corn.
then if you need
Yeah,
to, 'cause
cream corn makes the
if you
base.
add the regular corn juices to it, it's gonna make your oats just through and through just soaked. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus the cream corn, you put it in there, you're pretty much just coating all your, you're coating a lot more of it, and it's gonna take longer for it to be all the way, what would you call it, to where it's really moist. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I could show you something with 2 cans of regular corn with no cream corn.
Yeah.
See, and that's why I see carp anglers too. They'll take, they'll add, if you use flavor in your bait, which I don't know if you do or not, Johnny. They always take flavor and they'll put it inside the can of corn, stir it up, the cream corn, stir it up real good, then pour it into the
That's right.
mix. I mean,
If
do you
I'm
use
using-
flavor
if I'm
Right.
using
in yours?
flavor in my-
I do sometimes,
Yeah.
not much. I usually just, like I say, I use more of the boilie, a lot of boilies I throw in a pack bait, as bowls, halves, quarters, and a lot of fine dust from a boilie. So I feel like that kind of just, when that soaks up, you want that kind of fish. Those little powder, all these different colors for sure. So I kind of just do it in small time.
Yeah, I've noticed, especially if you're going to use boilies like you are, it's really key to have the chopped and whole and crushed boilies in either your spot mix or your pack bait. It seems like, I don't know, around you might be able to get away with the single hook bait without any mix around it, but where we are, it seems like the carp don't really see the boilie as a food source. I don't know about you guys.
No, yeah, we definitely feel that same way, but early spring and fall, I feel like throwing that stuff out, I feel like they definitely, I had a lot of good success. I watch a lot of people catch their personal best, and I feel like boilies, ever since I first started, is all I've ever used. There was a lot more bigger fish that definitely showed up, but like I said, they were more always outside of the bait pile.
Right.
Do you use any PVA bags?
I do sometimes.
Do
Most of the time I just solo it out and huck some boilies around there. Well,
Okay. What should spoilies? Do you use like other things too, like pellets or?
I use cattle cubes too.
Oh, I love cattle cubes.
Yeah, love them.
Yeah, they're so cheap.
cheap carp bait.
And I love it. I throw that in my pack bait too, actually, sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, mainly just boilies. I started using loose feed like thick corn and bird seed and all that, that stuff, like a couple years ago, and that definitely works. But I feel like bigger fish, if you want to target more bigger fish, boilies are just the way to go. You'll get more big fish, I feel like.
Is there a certain flavor boilie you like to use a lot?
Honestly, I just started hearing about the squid stuff a couple of years ago, and I think squid is one of the best ones that I've like seen improved. Definitely is the one that. Well, I'd have to say squid for sure.
So when you're throwing them out, are you just throwing them out with your hand, or do you have a fun way to get them out, like a slingshot or a stick, or?
So I do. I have a spawn. I have a big 12-foot stick. I'll usually throw out with a scoop,
Oh yeah.
and sometimes I'll walk in. I'll find the edge of the bank where it drops, and I'll just chuck some handfuls out. But I'll usually make a big bait pile across me, and then draw a line, 2 lines coming back towards me with another bait pile kind of in close, so that way they're kind of running a racetrack, you know?
Okay, yeah. So you're getting them active and you're
Fish around it.
Do you guys, between you and your crew, and or I guess this is, I'm gonna do 2 questions. Do you guys have a lot of carp anglers in your area? And number 2, do you guys practice carp care in your area?
Yep. Yeah, we've taught a lot of people about all this carp fishing stuff and having a net, a sling, a mat, and all that stuff. And there's people who just started. I've given them some of my equipment. I just had, and I end up just buying new stuff because I definitely love to see people caring a lot more about the carp than rather just dragging them, you know, in a place, unless you're just catching it and you're releasing it right in the water. If you don't take it out of water, I feel like that's okay. But then again, definitely that's a big thing you definitely have to have is a carp net Prado, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
How about, do you fish with tiger nets?
I actually just started using that a couple years ago.
Okay.
I caught fish with like the Boilian tiger nut or pop up in tiger nut,
Okay.
but never solo
Right.
popping tiger.
So, and
Yeah.
you know, that's one of a lot of reasons why we do this podcast and we get different carp anglers onto the show, is because we're learning, you know, and for the viewers out there that, hey, you know, that's a good idea too, I'm gonna try that, you know, or hey, you know, okay, you know, I never even thought about that way, or something. I mean, you know, it's just ideas or tips or tricks, you know, that just make you a better carp angler. And everybody's got a different plan, and just those anglers just choose to do it or do not. So
Yeah, I definitely learn new stuff every day. I watch a bunch of different carp videos,
I appreciate it. Thank
and
you.
I'm like, oh, okay, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of take into consideration and try it. If you try it, you like it, maybe you don't, you just don't do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna be for everybody.
No.
No. No.
But there is a lot of people out there that once they catch one,
Right. Oh, Lord, yeah.
yeah, you know, they can't get over that fight.
Oh yeah. That's I remember my
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
hooked me.
Yeah. I remember when I used to be
Definitely one of the best fighting fish for freshwater, I'd have to say,
Oh
for
yeah.
sure. Carp.
But, what would you say to a young angler that was our older angler, or an angler just starting out to be a carp fisherman? And what would be some of the tips or tricks would you say to, you know, if he was getting frustrated with what he's doing
Maybe not producing.
or not producing or something?
I definitely, pretty much the same way I got brought into it was everyone starts off, obviously, they don't have a net, you know, they don't have a cradle, but you get into that stuff eventually
Yeah.
when you really start to fish and care for them. Well, I definitely consider all that more into consideration first, and then definitely get a rod set up, teach the kid to tie a rig. I usually, anytime I teach someone about this, I give them a leader, and I give pretty much them the whole setup, and they watch me tie it all, you know. So we're doing the same exact thing, and most of the time it usually works out with a lot of people I kind of get into carp fishing. They do their own thing the next day.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I feel like that's been working pretty well.
Okay. I could dig it. I like that.
So when you're fishing somewhere, and just say, you know, there's fish out there, but they're not in your area at the moment. What do you think would attract the carp, or what do you use to attract the carp to you most? Like,
Honestly, definitely, I feel like definitely throwing some bait out. But then again, I feel like when I first started this, and I was throwing single hook baits, I felt like I was catching a lot more back then for some weird reason, without baiting. Unless you're in the river. If you're in the main river, if you're fishing a lake, a pond, I feel like throwing a lot of bait is probably not getting that kind of situation.
Okay, here's another one. Now you say you like to chum in the spring or the fall. How do you do the chumming? Do you use a little boat, a kayak, or spob? How do you do
No,
that?
like I said, most of the time I'll fish pretty close most of the time, and
Okay.
I'll walk in the water if I don't know the area. Walk in the water with waders, find a drop-off point,
Wow.
and that's where I usually most of the time just toss out handfuls and
Right.
scoops, raw line across from me. So,
Okay.
pretty much.
So I see it. Tommy's that way too, and I kind of believe that way. I don't feel like you have to really go out that far, like way out far. A lot of times, I've fished a lot of times real close.
Just depends on where we're at though,
Yeah.
too. That's true.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, most of the fish I catch are both probably no more than 10 feet off the bank. That's as far as I usually cast
okay,
most of the time.
I like that. Okay.
Sometimes like no more than 50. I mean, I've casted far out, don't get me wrong, and you can catch fish
Right.
here and there, but I feel like definitely I used to always go by recasting every hour. One time I did it. I threw the rod down, set the drag, and put it down. As soon as I put it down, it started going right off. So I feel like that could come into play too, is you finding the fish and maybe dropping it right in front of him as soon as he happens to come by it.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask you, before you even choose a swim, like when you're just looking around for a place, what do you look for? Is it those the deep ledges like you were talking about in your margins?
Honestly, I go for a lot of like snaggy, overhanging branches, because I feel like that's where most of the carp like to hang around.
Structure.
And
Feel safe.
bubbles or surface, you know. Most of the time I see a lot of bubbles. If I see bubbles, I believe that there's going to be carp there.
Okay, so you're looking for signs of feeding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you ever use panko?
Yeah. I actually forgot. I do put that in my pack bait too. I forgot I was going to mention that.
I love panko. I think it's great. Even with my pack bait, I throw a lot of panko in my pack bait too, just to give it a better combine. Because I feel like more panko you use a lot of times, you actually could chuck it pretty far if you really want to get farther distance that you actually wanted to. So
Yeah, I've started adding panko to my oats, and it seems like it gives it not only more, stuff
Durability.
to get on there.
Yeah.
Not only breaking down.
yeah, it breaks
stuff
down
they can
fast too. Just as
Eat
well.
on it. Yeah, you can also throw it.
Yeah, you can throw it a mile, but
Yeah.
you think you push bread like that and put it in the water, and the first thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people, like me personally, you know what I mean? Like if I'm wintertime fishing,
Right.
or if it's early spring, and the water's still cold, I will throw some breadcrumbs in there because I know it's going to push my, which I fish a lot, a lot in the pay lakes, you know what I mean? So it pushes my chow ball apart because that bread's swelling up, so it's pushing that chow to make it buzz faster.
Okay.
You know, that makes sense.
Do you fish in tournaments?
No, I don't really do that. I do there's local tournaments around here where I live in
Right.
Western Mass and East Hampton here. The Rod and Gun Club does their all species every spring. Then Kevin Murphy, he just started the LGI thing
Okay.
a while ago, and that's pretty much all I do now is that stuff. I don't really go into the big tournament type fishing stuff.
Right.
So
It's not everybody's thing, It's a lot of carp anglers that they like the hardware, and sometimes they rather not even have the hardware, they rather have the money, or
Yeah.
a lot of people.
yeah, I just don't
I'd rather
really.
have the
I
hardware.
work a lot too,
Yeah,
so I
The
feel
hardware's gonna last longer.
Yeah.
you
You know what I mean?
5-day
And the memory too,
tournament or 3-day tournament.
And then you got carp anglers, like you, that just they're
I just
carp.
kind of enjoy it
Yeah.
more just being out by the river.
Right. The love of the nature.
If
And,
I catch
exactly.
a fish, it's more of just a bonus because
Right.
it's not going to likely to happen every single day. I've been to spots where I've thrown out hundreds and hundreds, a few hundred bucks of boilies and everything, and I've gotten skunked for 8 days straight there. So sometimes it's fishing. I
Right.
take it as, you just never know.
Have you ever had any luck with Just for carp fishing. Fishing with night crawlers or maggots.
I've definitely caught a carp on a night crawler and a bobber fishing for bait fish one day, like
Okay.
bluegill.
Nice.
And I ended up catching a carp. I thought it was pike or something because the way it spooled off, and I reeled it in. It was an 18-pound carp
Wow.
Oh wow.
on bobber. That was definitely weird. But my buddy Adam, that I'm actually fishing with right now, he's caught in a few carps this year on night crawlers out in the main river. So does a couple other people that I fish with. Definitely, I've seen that happen. But like I said, during the summertime, I feel like they're more over natural resources, like worms, mussels, and all that stuff. So
More natural.
Yeah.
So we asked everybody this on the show. I mean, we asked a lot of the same questions, but what is your opinion on, do you think carp see color? And what colors do you feel they see the best?
Honestly, I don't really have much knowledge into that. With seeing, I feel like I kind of just go more off flavor, scent. I feel like they might go better off of that,
Okay.
you know, so I don't really have much to say about that with sight-wise.
Yeah, you just think that their smell and taste sense is a lot more of a priority than their sight.
But sight-wise, I feel like with a rig, if you have something in the water with a hook, something pre-tied, I feel like a residential carp or a carp that's been hooked many a times is gonna know what a braided line looks like, a swivel, a hook, you know. So
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of carps are smart too about that.
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I believe that
So
too.
sight-wise, I feel like definitely that's why I do a lot of the tubing stuff
Mm-hmm.
to kind of match the bottom of the river, like black or green or brown tubing. So I feel like that's definitely a good factor for bigger fish too, especially because, like I said, I watched that video. The guy said throw something out different that the carp's never seen
Right.
too. So it could be, I don't know, it's definitely it's like pretty much playing a lot of it. Like every time I go, you just don't know.
Okay, I could dig it. Yeah. So what do you like? What do you mostly prefer the most? The lakes, ponds, or rivers?
I like to do a lot of the river fishing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really fish too much ponds or lakes.
No.
Do you guys have any pay lakes in your area?
No, we don't. Well, not that I know of.
I don't think it's north.
In California, they used to have that. As a kid, I used to go to pay lakes for catfish back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, around here, not that I know of.
Yeah. Huh. Do you,
Yeah,
do you do a lot of night fishing?
Yep, that's
you're doing it right now?
That's when I
Yeah.
do most of my fishing.
Wow.
Because I work during the day. By the time I get out, it's dark almost.
Okay.
So
Do you prefer fishing there in the day or at night?
what was that?
Do you rather fish there in the day or at night?
At night, definitely for sure. I feel like 10 p.m. at night to 10 a.m.
Yeah.
anywhere out on Connecticut River is the best time to
So
fish.
when you fish at night, do you take a nap or you just up all through the whole entire night and that's it?
No, I'll take a nap here and there. Sometimes I'll set up the cot or I'll
Right.
take a nap in the truck or something, you know, or
Yeah. I mean, that was like me just over the weekend. I went and did some fishing over at a lake. And I was up probably almost till like about 3:30 at night. And then I started crashing after that. And, of course, lay down into the cot and all that stuff. And we started waiting for it. And then I don't know. But sometimes you're just such a deep sleep that you just don't hear your rods.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, that's happened.
yeah, jeez.
I happened to meet when Steve and Justin was in New York.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, the picture they got in the magazine. I don't
Oh,
know if you ever
that was
seen
your
it.
fish?
No, I mean those was all of our fish. You know.
Right.
When I was asleep, they was just manning all the rods.
Right.
But I was literally like where they took that picture at. I was literally right there to the left.
Sleeping.
Yeah, I was sleeping. We had been there. You know what I mean? So I had been up, and then we fished up pretty much. We fished all night long, and it
Right.
started raining. And I wasn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't.
You just gotta get some sleep.
It was my turn to
What?
sleep.
Yeah.
But then, you know, the rain stopped, and that's when they came around with the cameras and everything. It just so happened, you know, like,
You missed your shot being on camera.
I don't care.
Yeah, you do. I can see it right now. Look at you. You're
No,
ready to
I
fight
mean-
right now about it.
I mean, knowing that, you know, that Steve's not here no more,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I wish I definitely would have gotten that
Yeah.
picture, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But I know in my heart, you know what I'm saying, I was right there to the right of him, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but yeah, that was pretty cool that they got in the magazine and everything.
That's cool.
But yeah, they had like 5 or 6 fish, you know what I mean? And most of them was 20s. Like I've never caught more 20s in my life in one spot.
Yeah, that's kind of how we were at Dale Hollow. Not only with catching a whole bunch of 20s, but we were just so tired that even if an alarm would be once or twice, we wouldn't even pay it any attention.
Yeah.
It just, if you're not screaming, I'm not getting up. I don't care.
Yeah.
Same here. That's the way I feel about that.
So, Johnny, you, I mean, it sounds like to, the area you're in and you're fishing at, you already had your dream lake there. But what's another lake that you would like to fish at that you would like to give it a chance?
Definitely Dale Hollow is
Dale
one of the
Hollow,
spots
yeah.
I definitely like to try
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
one time in my life.
I was like,
For
I've been to
sure.
Dale Hollow a couple times, but the lake that you're talking about, like, oh my God, I wouldn't mind
Right?
tackling that thing for a second
No,
there.
the Connecticut River?
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
That's where,
Connecticut River, yeah.
that's where I went.
Stop.
I fished there.
Stop.
All right.
Stop.
My biggest from there is 27.
I know, man.
I hit a 27 and
What?
some change, a 26 and some change.
But this is the way he described it. And then,
It's not. Listen.
is it not? It's not all that.
Oh, it's definitely all.
All that. Okay.
You got a tide
Yeah.
that comes up and goes down.
Yeah.
You know, you got to figure out when them fish are gonna bite.
Right.
Because sometimes they bite when the tide goes up. Sometimes they bite when the tide goes down.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so
Honestly, I feel like my theory to that, because I fish for almost like 3 years every single day, just going out, doing my thing, and I notice a lot of the bigger fish come out during heavy rainstorm or like windy days and the water's got to be choppy. I feel like it's flat. I feel like that's not really a good fishing day for me, at least the way I see that.
okay, so how do you feel about the moon phases? How do you feel about the full moon?
I hear like people don't catch fish. I've caught fish in full moon before.
Yeah, me
You know,
too. I love the full
I feel like nothing really has much of a factor for that. I feel like fishing is definitely a matter of just putting the time and having your place at the right spot in the section of river. Just
Right.
placing the bait at the right area is definitely a big factor too. Because usually when I go fishing, I have one rod that soaks all 24 hours if I'm there for that long, or I have another rod that I usually recast every hour or a couple hours or so, from
Yeah.
time to time.
Interesting.
Eli wants to know, what rods and reels do you use?
So I started with the Vader X rod and reel setup from Big Carp Capital when I first started. I bought like a kit for like $400 with a 42-inch one-piece net, and then I got 3 rods and 3 kilts, and then I ended up getting. Now I've been using the Daiwa SS tournament.
Okay.
I've been using that, and I got the Daiwa Black Widow rods.
Nice.
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 Eli also said, I wonder what these carp eat in these empty deserts. Probably anything natural in the lake. Maybe even some seaweed, or, shells, any type of mussels that's in the water, crawfish,
Yeah. probably a bunch of the insects and stuff inside the algae. And
Yeah, I feel like mussels would definitely work, but you got a lot of catfish doing to play with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
What's up, Drew? What's up, Mark? How you doing,
got that
brothers?
fishy smell.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one thing we have a lot here is a lot of catfish.
Coming up here real quick. Hey, Nicholas, look what we got here, buddy. We haven't put it up yet. He's watching.
Upside down.
Is it?
Yeah, it's upside
Sure
down.
is. All right, new supporter, sponsor, right there. West Coast Bait Boats. There you go, brother.
Check him out.
Yep, he's got some great products.
Yep, very great products, man.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you believing in us.
Yep, we're gonna have it
Supporting
right here.
us.
Right, that spot right
Yep,
there.
thank you very
Before we
much.
get a chance. All right.
Maybe we'll have to come out with a promo code or something like that, where maybe he'll give it a discount or something to all
See what
the people.
happens.
See if we can sell some boats.
All right, so you said that you like to fish a lot at night. What's your favorite thing to cook or to eat right there on the bank at night?
Honestly, I make a bunch of everything.
Yeah.
Like, I think the best things to cook is my mom usually makes egg rolls like once a month. So I'll cook a bunch of those up, and usually a bunch of friends come by here and there, and everyone can easily pound like 20 of those down. They're the best egg rolls anyone's ever eaten, and they're like big.
I love egg rolls, man.
James said you're going to have to ship me some.
Yeah.
Oh,
Egg rolls are really easy to make.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Just I think. I don't know. It looks complicated. All that cabbage in it, all that. So, okay.
What do you say?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the craziest thing you've that's occurred while you was carp fishing?
One time I was actually fishing out with my buddy Chris, and there was a bunch of cars that came down with like New York, New Hampshire, New Jersey plates, Mass, and there was like over a couple of hundred cars, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Are we about to get robbed, Chris? And he's like, I don't know, but if we're staying here tonight, he's like, I don't feel safe with all these kids here. And he's like, should I call the cops? And we're like, probably should. So he ended up calling the cops, and all the kids left, and they're like, yeah man, you guys got to get out of here, someone called the cops. And we're like, well, that sucks that your party's getting shut down. Guess you got to find another spot, huh? And me and my buddy Chris were laughing about that after.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, Kenny Max said
Yeah.
all you got to do to make an egg roll is push it.
Push it.
Yeah, like this.
Egg
Look,
roll,
Oh,
got it.
man.
You know, and push it.
I got it.
Push
Yeah, I got it.
I got your ass.
No.
Kenny.
I was like, but first I had to push what? Like, oh, you pushed the roll of the
Yeah,
egg.
he pushed it.
Egg roll.
Now, to make all the ingredients by hand and everything, you know what I
It's
mean?
a little different.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Wow. Yeah.
Got you on that one.
Yeah. Do you, with all the YouTube channels you watch about carp fishing, which one's that's your probably one of your favorites that you like to watch the most?
I
Especially
like fishing with Carl.
fishing with
Yeah.
Carl. Yeah. You know,
I watch a lot of his videos, almost every one of them.
it's a shame that him and his brother kind of split up.
Yeah.
I really liked. I feel like, man, fishing with Carl's great, but it was always just watching them grow up.
Yeah.
You know, for the longest time, and then they had to split. You know, they decided to split up. It was kind of heartbreaking a little bit because you know what I mean. Because
He was watching them for so long.
I was watching them for so long. I always do love watching them. Also the other guy too, catfishcarp.com, but he's mainly doing more of those outdoor
The
boys
outdoor boys know, yeah.
more than anything. Well,
Eli said all you can cook is feed corn. No, hey, James is, I'm going to keep it real.
what? What?
James is a good cook.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I was talking about your corn.
My
For,
corn?
Like Del Hollow and stuff.
Oh, you like that?
No,
No.
hey, no, seriously, hey, James don't. Look, there's Tia just popped on too. She's gonna be
Tia.
like, my baby can cook, especially when he's got his medallion on.
Tia, she does love my medallion.
James only cooks at iron skillets.
Yeah, cast iron skillets.
Cast iron skillets.
Nice.
If you've seen his kitchen, man, he has a collection.
I probably have, between me and Tia, we probably got
150 or 200.
150 cast irons just inside the kitchen. I mean, they're all on the rack, they're on top of the cabinets, they're hanging up. I mean, all different sizes, and we do a lot of smoking and do a lot of grilling and all that stuff outside. So it's something that we like to do all the time together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so after, what do you got? You're just fishing overnight right now, Johnny?
How long you think?
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah, I'm just staying overnight, and I'm gonna go into work tomorrow morning from here.
Wow, really?
Die hard.
Yeah.
Die hard. That's awesome, really.
So, wife, no wife, single, girlfriend.
Hello?
Did you hear me? Hello.
Did we lose him?
What was that?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, look, yeah, that was, we'll be back up these messages.
Yeah.
So I take that as a no. You don't have a wife, girlfriend?
No,
Nope.
No, he said no.
just me and my dog.
Yeah, that's what I was just
Awesome.
thinking.
Yeah.
Just got your dog, that's all.
That's.
How old is your dog?
My dog is gonna be 7 years old
Oh,
in
wow.
December.
Nice, man.
I got a dog. We got a dog ourselves that's probably about 8 or 9 years old. He's a pit bull named Riddick.
Kenny Mack
Yeah.
said, he said, what wind direction do you prefer?
When the wind is blowing towards me.
I think
I
that's
feel like
the
that
right answer.
definitely has a lot of play too with fish, because that's what Lance taught me too.
Like,
Yeah.
it influences the fish to go that way because that's probably where all the particles are being pushed. And
Push towards, yeah.
Okay. I could dig that. All right.
so, has any of the crew had any runs on anything yet?
No, not yet. Still,
Yeah. What is what is the best flavor you like to use?
squid.
Well, we already done talked about that.
Talked about that earlier.
Yeah, squid.
What's it?
I love the squid flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever use
So
mustard
I
crab?
I pretty much like to try a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But
So would you say which one is the most stinkiest? Mustard crab or squid?
mussel.
What? Mussel? Gotcha.
I think mussel is the worst one that I
Yeah.
smell. The squid is really not that bad. I expect it to be a lot worse.
Right. Right.
Which ones work the best for you?
Honestly, seafood has done pretty well for me overall.
Have you
I'd have to say.
Have you tried the Scopex squid?
I've tried from a couple different companies their Scopex squid pop-up,
Yeah.
and I've had some squid pop-up from Carp Max, and that's pretty much all I've been using is that stuff.
Okay. Okay. Do you? Man, I just had a question right there. What the heck? This is what happens when you turn 54.
Do you use tiger nuts at all?
Yeah, he said he just started using it
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, I started using that a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. I remember a question now. When you when you go say right now, how often do you decide to rebait your rigs?
Honestly, the bait I use, they'll last in the water for a whole 24-hour session if you leave it there.
Okay.
They're pretty solid pop-ups, unless you got, like I said, summertime. There's a lot of crayfish around. I feel like they peck at it a lot.
Right.
So
Okay.
I've never really had any problems with that, but I usually like to just leave it most of the time because I feel like if I trust it being there long enough,
Yeah.
that hopefully did be a fish that shows up.
Right.
You know.
Now, do you leave your do you leave your stuff casted out until you get a run, or do you move it around, like as far as like placement? You know what I mean, in the area you're fishing.
What was that?
Like when you're fishing in the area, do you know? Because I know because I fish a lot of pay lakes, but I might be throwing in that same pile all the time, but it seems like sometimes if I throw outside that pile or something like that, boom, I might get that quick run.
Yeah, I usually just throw it in different areas every single time. I like to try different spots because I can't always rely on the same area. Like I believe, like I said earlier,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot more of the bigger fish, which I try to target, are more outside of if you were throwing bait in the area or,
Where you at? Are you allowed 3 rods or 2 rods?
2 rods only.
2 rods only? Gotcha. Over here in Indiana, we're allowed to use 3.
Some places you can use 99.
Right? Yeah.
No,
That's crazy.
serious.
Yeah, I believe it. It'd be kind of hard to keep an eye on all 99.
I mean, yeah, but
Just rebaiting is just you lost it.
I mean, just think that's the max. So yeah, I can.
Right.
I feel like I can man 5 no matter what.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of hard, but
Yeah.
especially if you ain't got no net man or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny, I think we're coming towards the end of our show, buddy.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
I
It was
appreciate
nice
you.
talking to you guys.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Man. Appreciate the
Everyone
knowledge.
picking my brain.
Yeah.
I definitely learned some stuff from you guys
We
too.
definitely learned some stuff
we
from
learned
you.
a lot from you for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, it's great to have you on the show. If you don't mind, we'd like to have you on the show again here in the future, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure, man.
You know.
Yeah, and make sure you send them pictures and
Yeah, I
whatever
definitely
video
want the pictures.
that you would like.
Yeah, I'll definitely send you after I get off the phone here.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. That way James can have that way he's got them when he when he
Yeah,
puts
give me
the
about
video together.
10 to 15 if you got it. So. All right. Well, thanks,
Yep, we appreciate you, brother, and we'll talk to you soon.
thanks, Johnny. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
See you guys.
Later, later.
See you later.
Wow.
See ya.
Got Johnny. Good talking to Johnny.
Johnny from
They're
Massachusetts.
catching like 200 pounds of fish in a night with like 4 fish is insane.
That's like a dream come true.
51
I would probably, if I hit 4 fish like that one night, I'd play quit carp fishing for a long time too.
Yeah,
Cause like you feel, it's.
why are you going out there?
Yeah, it would be so hard, but I mean,
Yeah.
he did though. I mean,
Yeah.
he hit a 48, and then obviously he hit a 51. So that's huge.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's
really
crazy.
What the heck? What's up, Chrissy from Adams Outdoors watching?
Yeah, appreciate you watching, Chrissy.
Chrissy.
Yeah. love that place.
Appreciate
Adams-
everybody that always supports Chrissy and them. Adams Outdoors.
Congratulations,
Yep.
Chrissy, on your anniversary.
Yep.
Oh, congrats.
Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations
On your bake shop.
On the bake shop. Been around for a while now.
Yep. So,
Yeah, I stop in there at least once a week, I
Do you?
think. So,
Do you?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good little bake shop.
Yeah, I
it
love
is. It's like a little. It's been around for. They've been around for a while though. Too.
Yeah.
But it's not that. It's not the bake shop. I mean, it is the bake shop.
Oh,
but
it's not the bake shop?
No, that's
Oh, it
not
is
what
the
I'm
bake
saying.
shop.
It's not all about the bake shop.
Is that-
though. It's about them though too, and
Oh,
who they
yeah.
are
Okay.
as people. You know
About
what I'm
what
saying,
they've
and how
done.
they treat you
Yeah.
when you come in.
Like family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
they
know.
can help you.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
because
ask you-
listen. I've been in. Listen, I've been in there, and I see how they treat people and how they help people.
Right.
You know.
And there's some bake shops that's like a deer in the headlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Especially
I
when you
was
first
in
get
there.
into it.
Yeah.
I was in there before I went to. We went camping like a month and a half ago, like a little while ago down in Monroe.
Yeah.
And I was in there and I was getting some stuff for the kids, because they wanted to fish, all Amy's little nieces and nephews or whatever. And I bought my daughter a little fishing pole. But when I was in there, Dave was in there, and there was some kids in there, and they didn't have no money. They was like, I need one of these. How much is this? And it was only $1 and some change. But Dave was like, here, what I mean, go ahead,
Right.
just helping them out.
Right.
And
Right.
that's and that's what's going to bring them back, and and know like, hey, this is when I need something and I have the money for it, this is where I want to come bring my money at.
Yeah.
Because of the way they treat me, like you said,
Yeah.
like family. What I mean?
That's how I feel. Yeah, they're always asking if they see me looking over there, looking behind bottles and stuff. Are you looking for something special? Always asking.
Yeah, because they will. If they don't have it, they'll order it. For
Yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah,
Just like
immediately.
just like obviously Adam's Outdoors.
Mhm.
Naptown Bait and Tackle. Chris from the barber shop. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like they all help you. They all help everybody out,
They do.
and they all donate some way or shape or form.
oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? If they're not buying trophies.
Yeah, especially outdoors.
Naptown Bait and Tackle.
Yeah,
TJ was he's always donating money to last draw or so much for this or so much for that. You know what I mean? Chris is always doing stuff in the barber shop, so they help out the community, and that's what's going to keep it growing.
Yeah. And
I
that's
feel
why
like-
I like to give them a shout out too, just to let them know that hey, people see what you're doing and it's greatly appreciated, especially by us
Definitely be
anglers. So.
recognized.
Everybody. Hey,
Yeah.
CarpAngler.com.
CarpAngler.com.
Hey, Big Money Beepers. That's one of our big main sponsors. He helps out so much, and obviously, our new sponsor.
Yep.
West Coast Bait Boats. Look them up.
Oh yeah, I was checking out their website. They're from California. Nick and TheCrew, man, they got some great products.
Yeah, some awesome boats over there.
Yeah, it's definitely check that out. West Coast big boats.
Yeah. And then if anybody's watching, and you guys want to help support us too,
Yeah.
we don't need we don't need no money or anything like that, but we might ask for a donation from time to time if we're doing a tournament or something like that. We're not asking nobody for a bunch of money. We want to help you guys just as much as you guys help us.
Yeah, so. Well, man.
Always
Yep.
practice good carp care.
You got a landing
Try to use a landing mat if you don't. Try to use a baby mat. You can use, there's different couch cushion if that's what you got, whatever it takes.
Yep. Couch cushion.
Whatever it takes.
I mean, yeah, couch cushion's better than rocks.
Whatever it takes to protect the fish.
Let's just
don't
bring the
take-
couch.
Just don't take your mom's couch cushion.
Yeah.
I don't think she'd like that.
Oh, she would, grandma or something.
But like I said, we appreciate everybody that supports us and everything that we do. Congrats, to American Banx also.
Yeah, American
Thank you very
Banx.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys, coming on here helping us to make this a better
Definitely
show
see
for
these
the,
guys
people,
more
the other
often.
people that tunes in every
Of
week.
course, yeah. And we appreciate you, giving us a voice. We're kind of new, but we're trying to get everybody into it. We're trying to do as much good as we can in the scene.
We're just here to promote carp fishing.
Yep, that's it.
Make the sport great again.
Yep.
That's what we're trying to do.
Go Trump.
All right, talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Tight lines and wet nets, everybody.
See ya.